Well, we are in our hotel room. We've been here for, less than 24 hours.
Yep.
And we got an email from the tour director that said that there's a huge storm coming through the east and gonna land in New York City, which is where we're flying to Tel Aviv from. So they're telling us that we are going to try to leave tonight instead of tomorrow morning. So we have to check out of the hotel, get our stuff in the car. We're going over to our son and daughter-in-law's to hang out until we get the official word of what time. So it's either 8:45 tonight through Seattle or directly on a red eye through New York City. That way we'll get to New York at whatever, 4 o'clock in the morning, hang out in a hotel for the day until our flight to Tel Aviv leaves as we ride out the storm. So the adventure begins. Yay. Let's go. We made it to our son's house, and just as we got here, we got an email that said that we can't get on the flights to New York tonight. So we're back to hoping that they don't cancel the flight to New York tomorrow afternoon. So we called the hotel. She hadn't checked us out yet, so we're going back to the hotel, but not till later. So he's like, what can you do? You just laugh. If we don't make it on the flight to Tel Aviv, we'll miss a day. It'll be a mess and a headache for the tour people, but it'll be fine. I mean, it is what it is, right? We'll continue with the adventure. Meanwhile, let's go back to yesterday and see how we got here. Good morning. It is the day we're leaving. We are getting ready to head to Israel, and we're doing that in a couple of days. But today we're heading up to Salt Lake, but not till we get not one, but 2 COVID tests. So because we have to have a negative PCR test at least 48 hours before we leave the country, which is in a couple of days. So let's go on in. Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
And apparently we'll have the results in an hour. We paid for this test because we just didn't want to take the chance that it would take a long time. So we're still going to go get the second one, but
yeah, I thought it was going to be like 24 hours.
Yeah.
But it's going to be.
Well, that's what they kind of advertise. This is less than 24 hours. So I didn't expect it to be an hour, but there's nobody in there. So all they have to do is run the test. So that's fantastic. Anyway, we're going up to the free testing site now and get one more, just so we got a second one in the pocket. And then we're going to head back and get the suitcases, gather up Phebe, and then we're going to head up to Salt Lake, and we'll be up there for a couple days, and then we're heading out.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. This is what Phoebe does when she is trapped in her carrier and has to go somewhere. She's right there. And she's not happy, but we're going to Red Mountain Pet Tender, and Lenore is the very nice lady that is the owner. She's going to take care of Phoebe for the next couple of weeks, and she's also going to take care of Phoebe when we go to Germany. So we're very excited to have you meet Lenore, and Phoebe is not excited at all, but she has everything she needs. She has her food, she has her blankie, and she'll have a very nice place. Can't wait for you to see it. So let's go. This is where Phoebe is going to spend the next 2 weeks. This is a lovely cat hotel. This is Lenora, sorry. Hi, Lenora. There we go. Kitty litter and kitty towers and kitty towers. Maybe she'll learn to scratch on something besides my furniture. And right now she's hiding underneath that dresser. Oh, there she is. Come on out, Phoebe. That's a good girl. There you go. Don't worry about that, Goggy. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. She'll be fine. Okay, well, it's Saturday morning and we're going to try this again. We are heading over to our son's. The way it ended up working out is our tour director was able to get us on an earlier Saturday flight to New York. So all but 6 of us got on the 10 o'clock flight, and there's the rest will come at 2 o'clock and hope that the storm doesn't impede them. We have a pretty long layover in New York before we get to Tel Aviv anyway, so we're hoping that everything pulls together. Kind of sad thing right now is that we can't sit together. We were able to only to get seats across from each other, which makes me, but they're aisle seats, which is like, okay, but I'd really rather not. I'm kind of a nervous Nelly when I fly, so I prefer the window where I can just like have the window, and I know that's like probably the worst place to sit in an airplane, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, Derek was able to get seats across the aisle. We're hoping that they can put us maybe in the emergency aisle or the bulkhead or something. We'll see what happens. So we're heading now for our sons. He's going to take us to the airport, and we'll see you there. All right. All right. Well, we hope you can hear us through the mask and stuff. We are at the gate. True confessions, I am not a huge fan of all the rigmarole. I like to fly, but getting here is sometimes a little dicey for me. But we're here, and we're at the gate. We're heading to New York, and yeah, if all goes well and the storm doesn't impede us, we will be leaving for Tel Aviv around midnight. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll let you know when we're on the plane for Tel Aviv. So see ya in a little while. Bye. Well, we made it to New York. We were able to get seats together, and the way it turned out, we got an aisle and a middle seat. And the person who was supposed to sit in the window seat came along, and they were really tall. And I said, "Would you like the aisle seat?" And he said, "Yes." So I pushed over, got my window seat like I usually like. Derek moved over to the center, and the guy that was tall got the aisle seat, so it worked out great. And now we just have a 5-hour wait before we get on the plane to go to Tel Aviv. I think for right now, we're in New York and waiting to get out of here and go to Tel Aviv. So, see you there.